Hi there, Agile friends. I'll come in here just with a quick note to let you know that the Agile Online Summit 2022 is coming soon. To know more, check out bit.ly/AOS2022. That's all one word, all lowercase, bit.ly/AOS2022. Now, stick around to the end of the episode if you want to know more, but for now, on to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Team Tuesday this week with Ruta Hardikar. Hey, Ruta, welcome back.
Hey, Vasco. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Ruta, on Tuesdays, we talk about teams, and we will do in a minute. But first, share with us, what was the book that most influenced you in your career as a Scrum Master?
I would actually give two names. I love reading, and I feel that these are the two books, regardless of your role, everyone should read it, right? So the first book is Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's by Travis Bradberry and John Greaves. Amazing book. It talks about different aspects as a Scrum Master. So I'm talking in terms of Scrum Master or release train engineer, or when we have to work with a lot of people. So we have a people-oriented job, and we have to learn certain aspects of people, how to manage our personal awareness, right? How to work on our fight or flight reactions, how to work on social awareness. When we are when we are amongst people, there are certain things that we need to be careful of, right? How to manage our emotions, how to react if we are angry or sad, how to manage those negative emotions or strong emotions, right? And then react to people. So this book talks about different tips and tricks and how to manage those personal as well as social relationships. So that was a great book. It inspired me in a way that when we are having conversations, whether it's good or difficult, then I try to keep those tips or tricks in the mind, right? If it's a challenging conversation, or if something that I disagree, I try to take a deep breath and then try to think before actually reacting, right? So that's a great book. Another book that I would like to suggest is Start With Why. It's by Simon Sinek. I'm a huge fan of Simon Sinek, right? That book talks about, again, regardless of your role, you should read it, that always start with why. Whatever you're doing, whether you're implementing change, whether you're creating a new process, whether you're, even your personal life, you're taking some decisions, start with why. Ask this question, that why am I doing this? Why do we have to do this? Clear that why to you, so that that gives you a confidence, that gives you a direction, that why you are doing what you're doing. And then he talks about a golden circle where it starts with how and what, right? So once your why is clear, you know how, and then what you're doing. So that helps us with keeping our focus, keeping us aligned about what we are doing. As a Scrum Master, we are coach, right? We are coaching a lot of things. So we need to be sure of what we are coaching, why we are coaching, what value are we getting, right? So these are the two books I would say really, really inspired me and helped me shape my career.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that we talk about here on the podcast as well is what defines success for us as Scrum Masters. And actually, the why question is an incredibly powerful question for us to reflect on it, right? Like, why do I want to be a Scrum Master? Okay, like you said, I'm a people person. Okay, so that's one why, right? But why does this role matter to you? Why is it that you would rather be working in the role of a Scrum Master, for example, than whatever else there might be in your potential career path? And those, as you said, give us the confidence that we need in order to act, because there will be many moments of doubt, right? Like on Mondays we talk about failure. We all have moments of doubt. Is this really the job for me? Like, am I cut out for this, right? And it's very important to know the why to be able to survive that necessary and also healthy, in my mind, fact that we need to face moments of doubt.
Yeah, I would say a success of Scrum Master. Okay, so start with, when do we see that a Scrum Master is successful in his or her role? To be honest, when our teams no longer need us, it's when I would say we are successful, because as a
We,
Scrum.
we we will explore that question further on Thursday. So don't lose that thought. Write it down. We will come back to it. But now let's turn our attention to what you were just talking about, the teams, right? And obviously, we want to be successful, but that's not always the case. And sometimes the teams themselves become their own worst enemies. And we see that in sometimes these behaviors or patterns that develop over time that ultimately lead to, tremendous conflict and sometimes even dissolving the team. And that's what we want to explore now, Ruta. So tell us a story of a team that you work with and walk us through the steps, like the small little things that were happening that later on developed to that full-blown and fully developed pattern or anti-pattern of behavior in the team.
For sure. I would like to talk about the pattern, right? Culture is one thing that plays huge role in any team's success. And as a scrum master, I always try to create that culture or work with my manager, supervisor, leader, whoever that person is, to establish that culture in the team. When I say culture, right, for your success, right, you need to be a team from just a group of people. And it's pretty powerful. You're a group of people and now becoming a team working towards the same object, um, giving each other's back, right? So helping each other out, or whenever somebody is in trouble, the whole team is jumping on it to help them. And that is possible when we have that culture. It involves several different aspects, in my opinion, starting with having those relationships. So, having some team building events, casual virtual happy hours, or celebrating success together, or being part of if somebody is suffering through any challenges, any pain points, then being part of them, empathize with them. So these all things is just one part of creating that culture, right? And I strongly believe that whenever I was a scrum master, I strongly believe that having these type of team building events helps you develop that bond within the team members, where they are comfortable sharing whatever they are feeling with each other, right? Second thing is, as a leader, as a scrum master, as a change agent, create that environment where we can openly accept our mistakes, right? If something that I always try to coach that guys, this is our safe space. We should be able to accept our mistakes, talk about it, and share the learnings. Hey, this is why I failed, and maybe others will learn from it, and it will help in their own journey, right? So that's the second thing I feel that helps in building that culture. So we're still talking about that pattern where it's just group of people, and how it ended up becoming a great team, and delivered some great results. Different stage of performances, right? You need to really understand where your team is, whether it's in the forming stage or storming stage or norming or performing, right? There's a really good book called Five Dysfunctions of Tea, right? It's by Patrick Lencioni. So it talks about different aspects, right? Where your team is. So whether they have trust, you know, trust is the foundation of everything, right? Do they trust each other? I was a part of team where the trust was lacking, right? So there was a gap between senior scrum masters and junior scrum masters, right? More of having a shared learning culture. It's more of I know it all culture, right? And I feel that there was no trust where they can say that, hey, I don't know this. I would like to learn from you. Or similarly, that I know this, and this is how I did it in past, but I like your way of how you are doing it now, right? Because even though you are junior, it doesn't matter. So having that culture, had that trust, plays a huge role, right? So when I joined a team, this is just giving you an example. I joined a team. I tried establishing this culture where there are some every month there are some team building events. We have open forum where everybody's talking about their struggles, sharing tips and tricks, their experiences. Then when we make mistakes, or we fail, we share that with the team that this didn't work and this is what I learned. Okay, and that helped. Third thing is, and that is most important, is alignment. right? Aligning your team members on a common objective, whether it's about achieving their sprint goal, or those who are working in safe, it's their PI objectives, or anything, right? Forget about framework, aligning them on a common objective that this is what we are working towards also helps in that success. It plays a huge part. If our teams are not aligned, it's just a chaos.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. And as you said, it could be like the PI objectives, or it could be the sprint goal, or it could be a release goal,
Yeah.
it could be a business goal. And that alignment for us as Scrum Masters, especially, that alignment goes beyond the development team. It's not just the development team, it's the whole team, right? Like sometimes, for example, if you're going to the market with a release or a new product launch, you need everybody to be aligned. You need the marketing to be aligned. You need the CEO to be aligned, depending on the size of the company, but at least a few department heads need to be aligned. That aspect of alignment, in our case, it starts with the team, but then it grows beyond the team, and we need to be mindful of it and even deliberate about developing that sense of alignment.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a great collection of tips and ideas on how to help our teams be successful. That was perfect. Thank you very much, Ruta.
Yeah, you're welcome. And to all the listeners, try these tips and tricks out, and reach out to Vasco, or reach out to me, and share your experience. I would love to learn from your experiences as well.
Absolutely. And to speak of that, we do have a Slack. I'll put the link on the show notes for people to check it out, where you can go and directly ask these questions. And all previous guests are in that Slack as well. So Ruta will be there as well for you guys to go and ask a few follow-up questions.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Hi there, Agile friends. Thank you for sticking around to know more about this year's Agile Online Summit. The summit will have 4 keynotes and 4 tracks you will not want to miss. The keynotes will touch on critical topics for us, from delivering on time to helping you to focus on sustainability. The 4 tracks are tools, so we'll focus on tools you need to excel at your job, but also your mission. We'll also have a track on sustainability, which is, of course, about people and their sustainable pace, but it's also about how do we bring sustainability to the products and the planet we inhabit. We'll have a 3rd track about happiness, talking about doing what we love and, most crucially, loving what we do. And finally, the 4th track will be live. It will be mostly hands-on sessions to help you roll up your sleeves together with the presenters. Oh, and we will also have a coaching clinic, as we usually do, organized to help you discuss and get inspired to solve the hardest challenges you face at work. This year, we'll have a special emphasis on interaction with your peers, so get your ticket and join the Slack at bit.ly/AOS 2022. As always, we have free tickets for anyone that wants to attend live, and the VIP tickets for those of you who want to keep the videos forever. So check them out at bit.ly/AOS 2022. I'll see you on the conference floor. Tuesday is Team Day here on the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. But tomorrow we talk about something that goes beyond the work we do with the teams. We will talk about how to lead change and what our guests have learned from leading and participating in change programs during their career. See you tomorrow. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.